In this video, I'm going to show you how to take before and after pictures of the client. Also, what type of content you should be taking for the reels, which equipment to use, and the settings I'm using. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Beauty Academy, where we help students all over the world to become professional artists in PMU from zero. So let's dive into today's tutorial. Okay, so first of all, we will need the lamp. And I'm using 18-inch lamp. That's because I want to have an even distribution of light around the client's face. If you have a glam core or any other type of lights, like two sticks, then you will have two bright spots at the sides, but it won't be the even light around the client's face. So this is ideal, and the size of this is also ideal. I would suggest you buy the brighter version of 18-inch lamp, and you don't really need to have any warm colors. You only need to have the white color, which is enough. Also because sometimes the brows getting red, so you don't want to have amplified this by having a warm lighting. So before you're going to take your before and after pictures, you need to understand why you're doing this. The reason why you're doing this is because you want to post on Instagram and you want to have a nice impression from your potential clients. And to do so, you need to keep one thing in mind. You want to show the transformation, and the transformation has to be a happy transformation. So whenever you take the before after pictures, the before has to be a sad version, the after version has to be extremely happy, client has to be excited, so that when you post these pictures on Instagram, everybody else will see them and feel, wow, the client go to this artist, beautician, and after that she feels so happy. She must love her eyebrows. So that's the goal that you have to keep in mind. So again, before pictures, we are taking more cooler, more bad version of the client. So maybe messier hair, maybe messier eyebrows, unhappy look. And after pictures, we're taking very happy, exciting, maybe even taking pictures with a client, show the transformation, etc. I will show everything in this video, so stay tuned. So let's actually start. The first step, you need to clean your lens. That's the step that I think everybody knows, but sometimes everybody forgets to do this step. You will need a cell phone, and I will show the settings for the cell phone. And if you want to stand out with your pictures, you would need to have a camera. I will also show the settings for the camera, and I'll also give you suggestions on the camera. So how to place your 18-inch ring light. Now the trick is like this. You have to make sure that the client's forehead is the brightest part of the face. Then goes this part, and then goes the chin. So to achieve this, and why we need to achieve this, is because we will have the best beautiful dimension in our pictures. That's everybody used it when they want to take very magazine style looking photography portraits. So we will use this trick, and to achieve this part of the lamp has to be closer to client's forehead, and this part of the lamp has to be further from the chin. To achieve this, again, we will place this lamp a little bit by diagonal and even bring this a little lower. A bit too much by diagonal, you can play around with the angle. But this way I can clearly see that the forehead has this nice brightness. Now another question, whether your lamp should be behind the client or by the side, it doesn't matter if you can keep the same principle, that this side of the lamp is closer, that one is further. And because it's a ring, you probably can keep that, but just one thing is it has to be on top of the client. So the client has to be in the middle of the lamp. If I place this by the side, one side of the lamp going to be closer, another further, which will make an even light on the client. Also, you guys were asking, how does my lamp doesn't fall? So I changed the neck to this different. I bought it separately, this part, and it's very stable. So the lamp doesn't fall. And I also changed the stand to a very good quality one, so it's easy to bring this lamp up or down. Now another question, how to make the picture really beautiful. The secret to beautiful picture is not only the lighting, but also the background. We want to always keep the same background without any other backgrounds like floor or leg of the lamp. The background has to have one color. And there's also a trick. If you're going to use white background, the skin will have more details, the wrinkles will pop out more, or acne if the client has very maybe bad skin, the white background will make it pop out more. So if your client has this condition, I suggest to use black background. It just will smooth out the face automatically. So I use this black background. It's actually for cutting the hair, and it has this nice color of black, I would say. So I just keep it under the client, and the face of the client will immediately be smoothed out. The skin will be glowing just because we put a black background under client's face. So first of all, we want to switch this to 6 and 19. This one you can use for the stories, you can use for the posts. Then another thing you need to have on your cell phone is the grid. How to and where to change this. So you go to your settings, you open your camera, and here you open the grid. This is one thing. Also remember to turn off HDR, because HDR is something to make all the wrinkles pop up or all the imperfections on the skin, make them brighter. We don't need this HDR. It's only good for the scenery when you take photos or videos outside. Then you also need to click this one, preserve camera mode. The reason is because every time you come back to your camera, you don't want to come back to this screen. You always want to have this at 16 and 9. And every time, if you don't press the settings, every time you come back, it will bring back to its original size. But now, once you hit this one and you go back, it's always going to be 16 and 9, which is good. So now, again, we have 16 and 9. We have the grid. Another feature that will be useful for you is to use plus and minus sign. Sometimes it's so helpful to reduce, again, some imperfections from the skin. Usually when you put plus sign, it's going to reduce the imperfections. Because we have right now the white background, it doesn't work that well. With a black background, you will see so much different. Let me put it. You can see that right now, if you have it on 0.3, it's super bright. But if you bring this down to minus 0.7 or minus 1, wow, the image is so beautiful. The picture is so beautiful. So that's really perfect image. So remember to play around with exposure to find what is the best exposure for your current picture and your situation, because sometimes we have different types of the room, we have different types of the background, so adjusting this really helps. Now about the angles, how to take photo of the client. Rule number 1, the picture has to have the 3 color, the skin, the background, and like details, I don't know, the lipstick or the color of the brow, nothing else. If she has a mask of weird color, remove it or give her the mask that matches the background. If she has a clothes which is like blue or yellow, which doesn't match your colors of Instagram, your branding, also remove that. So it's just better to stick to 3 colors. Now, about the angles. So I always have a fixed angles when I take the photo. The reason why I have fixed angles is because it's easier to do collage. The first angle is this. So you can see her chin goes from this point, goes to forehead, and the eye and eyebrow is somewhat in the middle. For the eyes, she can look either into camera, or you can use this finger to point her where to look. Okay, one angle like this. Always take picture with open eyes because it's visually better. Now the other angle is not this, but it's just a little towards the side so that the arch of another side is still visible. So if you're going to like this, you can't see much of the side or of the tail. If you are like this, the tail and arch is still a little showing up. Again, eye and eyebrow is almost in the middle. Now, we also can take pictures of the full face. I usually don't like to take pictures like this because it's a little boring, but by the side, it's better. But you still should take one which is like this. And then the same we're going to do by another side. Again, chin is in here, forehead is in here, the eye and eyebrow is in the middle. Look here. And one for the side. Eyebrow and eye is in the middle. Then we're going to take the video. Again, when I press the video, you can see it's pretty bright. The skin is not so good. So play with exposure. Bring exposure down. You can see how skin becomes so beautiful right away. And then for the video, please do not take too much close up. You can take it separately, but better take one that is having a full face, because you also can use applications to adjust like face features and skin. Laura, can you take a look in camera? Close your eyes and softly open. So now, Laura, we will do one video for the reels. You will do like unsatisfied face and say no, and use your hand to close the camera. And close. Perfect. All right, and now I will show how to take the standing photos. The standing photos are also really good for before-after pictures and also good for the reels. For the standing photo, you will need, if you are on a budget, you will need just this lamp. It's a must, even if you are on a budget. And then you will need a background. Now, you have to place your model more further from the background. So it's more darker and there's more dimension, and closer to the lamp. Not too close, because otherwise she won't have a brightness on her face, but just see at which position she is the brightest. So if I'm going to place it like this, there are some things at the background that I don't want to have. So I need to find the best position for the background, which is like clean color. Even sometimes you can have a flower in the background or something like this. And then I can play with the brightness. I can play with the brightness through exposure. If I add +3 or +7, now it's going to be brighter. Okay, so we are taking the before videos. Again, it has to be more, not so sad, maybe just a little smile, but like you are excited for the eyebrow that are coming. You can even tell this to client. And when I'm moving, I'm not moving my hands, I'm moving my body. This way it will be more stable. And let me take some pictures. Again, I'm trying to find the best exposure at which her skin will be the best. So that's what I would do if I would work with the cell phone. But just let's do one more video where you also like not satisfied with your eyebrows, and then close the lens. Now I'm going to show you how to take the photos and videos with the camera, because if you have some budget for even the cheapest camera, I so suggest to buy one. Even the lowest budget one, still better than the cell phone, because the skin is nice. All the details from the skin will be gone. The skin will be automatically photoshopped. So I'm going to take with the camera and show you the difference. And also later I will show you the settings that I'm using for the camera. So let me take a few shots. Immediately, already, everything is so perfect. Again, I wanted to create a principle where this part of the lamp is closer to her forehead, so she has a brighter part on her forehead. And then this one is further, so this lower part is darker. This way, when you have this bit brighter here, it just creates better dimension. And let me take a video. And then another video I'm going to take just to showcase the brows before and after. So again, I'm moving my body rather than moving my hands around, because the hands are shaky, but the body is more stable. I always keep the face in the shot. I don't put too close or too far away, because later I'm going to use the apps like Made to make it more prettier. So having this full shot in shot, it's better, because sometimes you cannot apply these applications if you take a picture too close up on the face. And we will do another shot when you go back to laying down. We will take another shot with the camera. So for the camera, the same principle. The chin is here, goes by diagonal and towards the eye. Now the eye is somewhere in the middle. Look here. Yes, perfect. And then again, one by the side. Eyebrow is somewhere in the middle. Then one portrait photo, a little bit by diagonal. And then another side. Again, you can see the chin starts from here. It goes to this point. The focus has to be on eyebrow. Do you guys see the green sign? It has to be on eyebrow, otherwise it will be blurry. So we want to make the eyebrow in focus. Actually, not the eye, but eyebrow. Eyebrow is better. And then I'm going to take a video. For the video, I'm still want to take the full shot of full of the face. I'm moving slowly. The client is just have a little smile because she excited for the full transformation. She's not fully angry. She's just feeling excited, and she will be even more excited after the beautiful eyebrow. Okay, and let's do the same one where you don't like your eyebrows and close the camera with your hand. You don't like your eyebrows? Alright, I'm going to show you how to make the after pictures of the client to look even better. So I'm going to a little bit fix the eyebrow and add a little bit makeup to make the after photos really beautiful. So always try to make the eyebrow as clean as possible. So all the hairs that are underneath for the after picture, we don't want to see them. You can either shave them this way or pluck them out, but just take them all to make the eyebrow clean and nice. Now, it's a disclaimer, the eyebrows are not done by me. Now, right now, we obviously don't have any permanent makeup. It's the permanent makeup done by somebody else already a long time ago, so we don't have any open skin. If you have your open skin right now, obviously all the tools that you touch the skin of the eyebrow has to be just for her and should not be used on any other client. And then all the sticking out hairs should be also trimmed to make the shape really good. You can also open a new brush from Beauty Slash and use a little concealer under the eyebrow to make it stand out more, just tiny bit. And again, after this brush has to be given to the client. So you can pour the amount of concealer you want to use, and you cannot touch this for any other client. So it should be just a tiny bit of concealer. Just tiny bit. Place your brush not this way, but this way. So again, because we have just an old tattoo here, I can use the pencil right now to fix the eyebrow. I usually use the makeup for the clients that I really want to capture the picture of, and maybe they're influencers or somebody who is for the filming, or definitely somebody who I invite for my Instagram. Again, when you work with eyebrow, this is what I'm showing right now with the pencil. It's because she doesn't have any permanent makeup done. But if the permanent makeup would be done, obviously you don't need to do this step of adding any pencil. But you need to do is to add a makeup to the eyes, which I will show in a second. So for the eyes, the best if the eyes are more bigger. So I usually add an eyeliner for my clients for the after picture. She already have a nice eyeliner, but usually I would just fill in inside and add a little tails. This step is crucial for the nice pictures. And then because my style is with sparkles, so I will use the sparkles, a little sparkles on the eyes, like this, and a little underneath, and add a little at the front, adding little highlights, and also mascara if needed. So now let's take the after pictures. Look here. And reveal. Perfect. Yeah. Very nice. Perfect. Also, give your client your phone to take a selfie and then take the selfie with the client. So those two things are so important, because the selfie that she take by herself, this will be the best angle, and then you will use that photo to put on top the review that she will leave to you and post it on Instagram. This will be the best. Doesn't matter Instagram or Facebook actually, or any social media. And then the selfie with you together also shows how happy she is after your brows and that she even want to take a picture with you. So I will ask to take a selfie and then selfie together. But client must be happier. The smile of the client must be happier than your smile. So I will ask Laura to be more exciting and I will be exciting less, so that she has to be more exciting than I am. Now I quickly take the picture of you by phone. Now video. So it takes a lot of work to like make a client excited, because not everybody has this like super happy energy. So you gotta like do encouragement and like yay or like smile, like make the client feel funny and feel more excited. Although she might love your eyebrows, but just her expression sometimes is more colder or cooler. So you can fix it, but by bringing this excitement to the client. So in this video, you've learned that the most important goal is to make a transformation with your client when you take before-after picture. Before, more sad, after, more exciting. Then second thing is take the picture after procedure with your client. Give her your cell phone to take the selfies. Take the laying down pictures. Take the standing pictures. Also take some videos and videos for the reels that you have picked for this client. You don't need to do this for every client, but if a client comes to you and she's really pretty, remember to do this. Write down all the steps that you need to do and do this with your client. I was really doing this with every of my client, especially if the client is pretty. Now, second thing is you've learned the settings for the camera. You've learned the settings for the iPhone. You learned that you have to have 18-inch ring light. It's so powerful and beautiful. You also learned that when the client taking picture, the standing photos, it's better that the client stay more further from the background. So it has a distance between, like I have right now, me and the background. And you also learn how to position the light, that the light should not be too close to the face. It's better if it's a little bit by diagonal. So the brighter part is at the client's forehead, and then this is the darker part to create more dimension. This means the light has to be a little bit by diagonal, either vertical, horizontal like this, or a little bit by diagonal. Then you also remember that the lamp, I changed the neck for the lamp. I changed the stand just because now it's more durable. Also background, if you want the skin to be more smooth, use the black background. If the client has a nice skin, you can use white. It's totally fine. Or pick your own background, the one you like, but stick to the same color throughout all your photos. Stick to the same angles of taking pictures throughout all your photos so that later you can make easier collages. If the client has her own clothes or mask that has very bright, or the colors that do not match your brand, or the colors, also remove them or cover them. Your picture has to have at most 3 colors: background, client's skin, and actually usually it's client's hair or some item that is present there. When you take the pictures, again, the background should not have any other items like the floor or the card or the leg of the lamp. So I realized that we forgot to take a picture with a lens. We will ask Laura to come back to record how I use the lens. So you also will probably learn this in this video. Okay, so how to take the pictures with the lens. This one is pretty expensive. You can buy the cheaper one. I will list down as well, just because the cheaper one I left in my home. But then for the newest iPhones, you need to place the lens around this one. If you have older iPhone, it's upper one. You can try around which one. And then again, play around with exposure. See how it will look if it's darker or lighter. So I like to have the eyebrow by diagonal. You need to find the best angle that will represent the eyebrow. So that's how you should take the pictures with the lens. So for the lens, you have to have pretty bright environment, and sometimes I even make this lamp lower so that this area of the eyebrow is the brightest, because lens really need a lot of brightness. Even you can maybe get some extra light to brighten that area, but basically this one will work if you just move this one closer to the eye and eyebrow. And if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I will see you next time.